All right, part 2 of the application of the unit circle. Hopefully I don't stuff up and say someone's name again. This one, slightly harder, and this is something that you'll become familiar with if you start doing methods next year. So the first aspect of the question, if sine theta is equal to -3/4, find cos theta and tan theta. Now, what is this saying? This is saying pi is smaller than the angle that I'm interested in, which is smaller than 3 pi on 2. Now, if I draw a unit circle, this is 0, this is pi on 2. What angle would this be here? Pi, and this would be? If this is 1 pi on 2, this is 2 pi on 2, this one would be? 3 pi on 2. So what this isn't part of the working out. What that's saying is the angle is between pi and between 3 pi on 2. So that's it. That's going to be important. You'll see the importance of that when we actually do the maths, okay? But the angle we're interested in has to be in quadrant 1, 2, has to be in quadrant 3. So now let's try. Let's find cos theta, eh? What's a tool that we could use right now out of those two identities that we had just before? Which one involves sine theta and cos theta? Most directly. Equals. Yeah.
Cos squared theta plus sine to the power of -2 theta equals 1.
Plus sine squared theta equals 1. Now, what do we know sine theta is? It's -3 on 4. So we're going to write -3 on 4 squared. So let's work that out. Cos squared theta plus, what's -3 squared? 9. 4 squared?
16.
I need to get rid of the 9/16ths.
So make it 16 over 16.
So I change 1 to 16 over 16. See, I'm not writing as many steps anymore. So cos squared theta, what's the opposite of adding 9/16ths? Subtract 9/16ths. So what would be left on this side? What's the opposite of squaring something?
Square root.
Cos theta is, but how many different options are there? Plus or minus. Plus or minus root 7 on 16, which is equal to plus or minus root 7 on,
Root 16.
which is 4. I have two options here, but I've been told that the angle has to be in this quadrant. So this quadrant, what are the cosine thetas in this quadrant? Are they positive or negative?
Negative.
They're negative, so the only option must be negative root 7. So cos theta must be negative root 7 on 4. Okay. How do I do B? Look at your notes from just before. What's a tool that we have that involves tan theta? Tan theta equals? Yeah.
Sine theta.
Sine theta over cosine theta, but we know what sine theta is. It's -3 on 4 over, so along the divide line. What did we just work out cos theta was?
-root 7.
-root 7 on 4. Assume knowledge again. If I have a fraction divided by another fraction, that's the same as?
Also say like get rid of 4.
Yeah, we need to, but how do we do that? If I've got a fraction and I'm dividing it by another fraction, oh no, I can refresh. Yes, so dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So this is -3 on 4, it's the same as timesing by 4 on -root 7. See, I flipped it. What's -3 times by 4? Negative on -4 root 7. It cancels out. How many times does the 4 go into 12? 3. So it's 3 on root 7. Where did the negatives go? Well, it's a negative divided by negatives. Okay. So there's our answer for that. That's for this. So now we've established what this means. It's telling us where the answer could be. So do a little quick unit circle. Whereabouts is 3 pi on 2? It's here. Whereabouts is 2 pi? Is it here or is it on the other side?
Right side.
It's on the right side here. So the angle, we are talking about something in the quadrant form. Okay? Find a sine theta, but this one's trickier because all I know is tan theta is negative 2. So I've only got one tool in my toolbox that involves that. Tan theta is equal to sine theta on cos theta. That's the only tool that I have that involves tan. What did we just say? What does the question tell me tan is?
Negative 2.
Good. So I'm going to replace tan theta with negative 2. And you're like, well, I've got 2 unknowns here. I'm not going to be able to solve anything. Do something. Try things. If I wanted to get rid of cos theta, it's on the bottom. It's dividing. What's the opposite of dividing something by cos theta?
Times.
Timesing. So this I could rearrange to be negative 2 cos theta is equal to sine theta. Doesn't help me. How does this help me? I've still got 2 unknowns. But I've got another tool. Cos squared theta plus sine squared theta is equal to, what do we say that tool said? 1. If I know that sine theta is equal to this, okay, I'll plug that in here. So cos squared theta plus, and I'm squaring what I've told myself sine theta is, so negative 2 cos theta squared is equal to 1. Do I have 2 unknowns anymore? I don't have cos and sine, I've only got cos. So let's square it out. Cos squared theta, what's negative 2 times by negative 2?
4.
4. Plus 4, and what's cos theta squared? Cos squared theta is equal to 1. Do I have like terms here?
Yes.
I have 1 cos squared theta, and how many cos squared thetas do I have here?
4.
So how many cos squared thetas do I have on the left hand side? 5 cos squared theta is equal to 1. I want cos theta by itself. So I need to get rid of this 5. What's the 5 doing?
Was timesing.
What's the opposite of timesing by 5?
Divide.
Divide both sides by 5, divide by 5, that cancels. Cos squared theta is equal to 1 on 5. What's the opposite of squaring something?
Square root.
Cos theta, but do we have options? Plus or minus root 1 on 5, which is the same as plus or minus, what is the square root of 1? Just 1, and over root 5. So suddenly now, I'm back, it's nice again. Before there was freaking heaps of unknowns. Now I have, actually no, I can't circle that because I need to decide which of those options it is. Right now I have 2 options for plus or minus, but cos theta, if I'm in the right side of the unit circle, what sign cos do I have? Positive or negative? Positive. So cos theta must be 1 on root 5. Now that I know what cos theta is, it's 1 on root 5. No, we worked out what cos was first. Okay, we worked out what cos is, so we answered that. So that's B. I should practice this more. Right. What could I do here? Cos theta must be that. So 1. Oh no, we could use the cos squared theta plus sine squared theta is equal to 1 to find your sine. But I know what tan theta is. It's negative 2, right? So if I've got tan theta is equal to sine theta over cos theta, and I know tan theta is negative 2 is equal to sine theta on, what did we just say cos theta was? 1 on root 5. What's the same as dividing by a fraction, timesing by its reciprocal. So negative 2 is equal to sine theta times by root 5 on 1. What's the opposite of timesing by, well, if anything is over 1, what is it? Itself? What's the opposite of timesing by root 5? Dividing by root 5, so negative 2 on root 5 is equal to sine theta. So now I have, and does that also make sense that it would be negative if it's down in this quadrant? So like hieroglyphics, but that's methods, okay? I'll give you time to get that down. Make sure you watch those videos for while I'm away next week, because yeah, you'll just be working at it, and I'll tell the relief teacher, don't hassle them too much. All we're doing is bonus stuff anyway, okay?